All right, fellow patriots, welcome back to another Friday Mental Jiu-Jitsu. My name is Michael Buell, and I'll be your sensei. Hiya! All right, guys, check it out. I will be fighting September 13th, bare knuckle boxing. If you would like to pitch in on the winning team, get my other teammates down there, go ahead and go fund me. Go to search bar, type in Michael Buell. All right, guys, let's get to it. The game is rigged against you. The game is rigged against you. Things that are supposed to be benefit to American citizens are being flipped around, twisted, and turned upside down to work against you. So let's start with the 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment, after the Civil War, they overturned the Dred Scott case, saying that Africans, slaves, are not citizens. Well, since the North won the Civil War, they overturned it and said, yes, in fact, they are. That's the 14th Amendment, and that was designed for the emancipated slaves and their children to be considered American citizens. Well, what's happening is they're allowing anybody that's born in the United States to be a citizen. So you could be a Chinese communist. This is what they're doing. They're sending their women, pregnant women, over to America, on vacation, having a baby. That baby gets instant birthright citizenship. What? So then in 18 years, they can then vote against your interests. This is a weapon. This is being used against you. It's a weapon being used against you. Amnesty. They got Ronald Reagan, the great Republican president in 1986. He said, okay, well, I'm just going to do it for the farm workers, 350,000 farm workers. Let's give them amnesty. They've been here for a handful of years. They're picking the strawberries. They're doing the jobs Americans don't want to do, right? That's what you keep being told. Well, with some bogus documents, that 350,000 ended up being 3 million. Um, amnesty for 3 million people. Just so you know, the entire state of Arkansas is 3 million people. Just so you know, there are 25 states, that's 50%. 25 states are 3 million or less. That's how many people they let in. That's ridiculous. And Biden let in 20 million. So what's that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 14? That's 7 states. That's 7 states amount of people that they've let in. And they're all having babies, and all those babies are voting against your interests. The game is rigged. It's over. This is terrible. This is terrible. All right, sanctuary cities and states. What the hell is that? What do you mean sanctuary? Well, that's what they do. They got protection from ICE. They get free social benefits, food, housing, education, medical, whatever they want. And just so you know, New York alone was $4 billion of your tax money in the year 2024. Last year, they spent $4 billion on these invaders. Federal funding, you're told there's no federal funding, but the federal government has paid $2 billion into this of your money. So this is happening against you. These are all against your interests. How about counting invaders on a census? Watch this. The number of seats a state has in the House of Representatives is determined by its population. So states like California, who are letting all the illegals in, then sanctuary city protecting them, get to count them on their census to get them more seats in the House of Representatives to vote against your interests. The game is rigged against you. How about some slave labor, right? That's what everybody loves, is slave labor. Allowing invaders into our country so they can deny Americans jobs and then pay these people a less dollar amount. You tell me if that's slave labor. That's slave labor. You know that. These are the Democrats. They love slave labor. They've been dealing with the Democrats have been dealing in slavery for a long time. All right, traitors to American citizens, the people who hire them, knowing they're illegal. This year alone, just this year, I'll give you a perfect example of when they say they're just doing jobs Americans don't want to do. This year, in June 2025, ICE raided Glen Valley Foods. 70 invaders were arrested. All those spots were filled within the month by American citizens. They'll do the job, just pay them right. The Fourth Amendment. Now, the Fourth Amendment came along during when we were declaring war against our independence against England. The British would pull us over out of our buggies walking down the street, and frisk us, search us, harass us, right? So you can't do that. You can't just stop people. But now we know that there are full-blown invaders. We've been told. Remember, Christopher Wray, the former FBI guy, said the enemy was here. So who's the enemy? Soldiers, saboteurs, hackers, drug cartels, violent gangs, and recently released felons are roaming your streets. But the Fourth Amendment is keeping our police forces from questioning them. You see, so yeah, this is again, the game is rigged against you. It's protecting them more than it's protecting you. You have to allow your kids to go walk to school, play in the park. They're stealing from stores or abusing people. Yeah, the game is rigged. The game is rigged. Democrats love open borders. Why? Why do the Democrats love open borders? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because the majority of people coming from sub-Saharan Africa vote Democrat. The majority of people coming from Asia vote Democrat. The majority of people come from the Middle East, Democrat. South America, Democrat. Europe, it's 50-50, but they don't really care because have you seen lines of Europeans crossing the Mexican border by the thousands, military-aged men? No, you haven't. So they don't really care. This is the big insult. That's the bird. This is the biggest insult. You are expected to pay for these invaders who happen to voice their opinion that they hate you. They get free housing, free medical, free food, and education. We incentivize the invaders who let us know they hate your race, they hate your religion, and they hate your culture. They're not keeping a secret anymore. Watch England. England's about to burn, people. Watch what's happening in England. It is heating up. All right, our ancestors, pay attention to this, man. This is what doesn't make sense. If our ancestors came here in covered wagons, if our ancestors came here in chains across the Atlantic slave trade, the Middle Passage, if our ancestors drug their teepees across the Bering Strait into the plains, why do these people get full-blown housing? What we've built. We should only offer them a covered wagon and a chunk of land. We cut off an area, say, hey, okay, then sink or swim. Go out there and do what we did. I do it the way we did it. They just come in and get access to everything we've built. We didn't. We had to build it from the dirt up. All right. Only the best will survive. Yeah, the cream of the crop. Access to our achievements is not a human right. Why do you get access to our achievements? If you want to live here, then you go out to the wilderness in your covered wagon and you build this place up for you. All right, guys, that's the end of this one. If please go to my Facebook page to scroll down. I'm going to talk trash about somebody. Somebody called me up saying I cannot win this fight. So hear what I got to say about that. Resist and assist. I'm out.